0, 1. Let's get started.
Why they stopping me?
Bye, crypto bro.
What's going on, crypto world? It's that guy again, Ball Deep Crypto, coming at you with another XLM piece. This little video here that happened at Meridian 2025. We obviously have a couple videos on that. Before we dive into it, Ball Deep Crypto is not a financial advisor. He's just a guy talking to a computer about what he's interested in and what he's doing. Your money is your money. Do what you want with it. This is not financial advice. That being said, let's get into it. As you can see here, watch the future of payments at Meridian. Listen to what the Airtm CEO says about Stellar 755 to 812. I'm going to let you do that on your own. Replay this clip because this statement comes and goes quickly. The Chief Growth Officer at SDF just smiles. And as you can see, Archie Bling Bling Bunker says TEMPO decided to create a token after all. Now, who is Airtm and what do they do or provide to Stellar, and what is TEMPO? Let's dive a little deeper. Now, Airtm is a digital wallet and payment platform serving 2.5 million users in emerging markets. That's a lot. And Stellar stems from a 2024 partnership with Bridge. Obviously, we've talked about Bridge. It's a Stripe subsidiary that leverages the Stellar network for USDC stablecoin-based cross-border payments. Now, it enables enterprises to send payroll and freelance payments in USDC via Stellar, which workers can then convert to 500-plus local fiat methods or hold as a hedge against inflation. So this is obviously remittances and what they're talking about doing there. You want to send it from a crypto or a currency to a USDC, and then they can change it out to their local currency or hold it, like you said, to hedge, which is, I believe, which will strengthen the dollar overall. Now, this includes two payout models, direct USD transfers from Airtm wallets on Stellar, and fiat to USDC conversions using Bridge's API and virtual accounts. Now, the integration has expanded Airtm's reach to 150 plus countries, focusing on high inflation regions like Latin America, Africa, and Asia. That's what we've been talking about lately, people. Latin America, Africa, Asia, unbanked, Stellar, the rails, the plumbing. Do you see it? Am I clear to you now, like Tupac said? Now, in October of 2025, it's powering payouts for global AI data labelers, freelancers, and remote workers with ongoing growth. Obviously, we know how it benefits Stellar. Airtm's focus on underserved regions amplifies Stellar's mission for financial inclusion, attracting more stablecoin users with Circle's USDC and enterprises to build on Stellar for compliant, scalable solutions. Success stories like this validate Stellar for enterprise use, encouraging DeFi and RWA projects. You know, Stellar's going for all of that while being different from its costlier chains like Ethereum. Trash. Now, who in the Stellar ecosystem benefits? Obviously, you've got the Stellar Foundation. They, gains from heightened adoption and a $15 million historical investment in Airtm, which has yielded ecosystem growth. Now, Bridge and Circle, obviously, as API providers and USDC issuer, they see expanded utility. Bridge handles the orchestration, while Circle taps Stellar's 400,000 plus access points for broader distribution. Developers and wallet tools like Bridge's stablecoin API simplify USDC integrations for Sorabon. Shout out to them. Smart contracts. Again, Sorabon. You already know if you're watching these. Benefiting devs building payment D-apps. Wallets like Vibrant gain from related volume spikes. Now, users and enterprises, we got freelancers, remote workers, 250,000 plus recipients get 24/7 real-time access and inflation protection. Companies and AI firms achieve 20 to 25% cost saving versus PayPal/Wise, improving satisfaction and scalability. Now, the monetary value, of course, is what we're here. Don't make dollars, it don't make sense, people. We've got direct volume contribution. Airtm processed 1.2 billion in stablecoin transactions, which nearly 50% routed through Bridge on Stellar, representing a major slice of Stellar's 3.4 billion quarter one RWA payments volume. Booyah! Interesting. This generated 1.3 million transactions across 250,000 plus recipients. We know transactions is XLM, which is burn, baby, burn, deflationary. That's what we love to see. That's what we love to hear. That's why we're here, right? Now you've got fee revenue and yield. Each transaction burns XLM, duh, just said that. Adding micro revenue to validators, and USDC holdings contribute to Stellar's 294 million supply high, with broader USDC volume exceeding 4.2 billion lifetime. Enterprises save 20 to 25% on payouts, freeing capital for reinvestment. With 2025 projections for continued expansion, Artem could push Stellar's annual volume toward 5 to 7 billion in this segment, correlating with XLM's 300% year-to-date surge. Woo! Love to see it, people. A lot going on, a lot of money going on, a lot of things happening here that I'd be excited about if you're a Stellar XLM homer, like your boy Ball Deep. Now, in that video, he does talk about TEMPO. Now, what is TEMPO? It's a prominent European-based money service business and electronic money institution that serves as a key EU anchor in the Stellar network. As an anchor, it bridges traditional fiat currencies like the EUR with digital assets on Stellar, enabling compliant cross-border remittances and payments. TEMPO specializes in building global payment corridors using Stellar's blockchain for fast, low-cost transfers. It also partners with ARF for corridors in the Philippines and N tokens for remittances in Brazil, converting fiat to Stellar-based stablecoins such as USDC, processing transactions on the network, and dispersing local fiat to recipients via partners like PIX in Brazil. TEMPO also issues the EURT, a Euro-pegged stablecoin on Stellar, and operates a mobile app for seamless EU to global transfers. TEMPO enhances Stellar's utility as a payment-focused blockchain by driving real-world adoption to $600+ billion global remittances market. Beautiful thing. Beautiful remittances. You already know Stellar's talking about it. They're doing it. That's what they want. Now, expanded network usage and liquidity by creating and scaling payment corridors, Europe to the Philippines or Brazil. TEMPO increases on-chain transaction volume, boosting Stellar's overall activity and liquidity for assets like USDC and XLM. Burn, baby, burn. Obviously, we know about the 3 to 5 second settlement. As a regulated EU anchor, TEMPO helps Stellar attract institutional players by ensuring KYC and ML. As we know, Stellar wants to be compliant in all aspects of money. If there's money and they need to be compliant, they will adhere. It's just the way it is. It's what they want to do. They don't want to have doors closed on them. They are trying to open as many doors as possible and get as much money and RWA and tokenization and everything that has to do with value and money moving on their rails and through those plumbing pipes. Obviously, it reduced the friction for enterprises and expanding Stellar's role in programmable finance, people. These are real players in the game. You know what I mean? You got gangsters and you got like gangsters. If you're talking about that, Stellar's one of the heads of the family. They're not messing around. These people are very meticulous about what they want to do here. Now, TEMPO's integrations stimulate broader adoption, such as tokenization protocols and stablecoin usage, aligning with Stellar's mission for financial inclusion. Now, this positions Stellar as a leader in blockchain remittances, which we already know, differing it from competitors like Ripple, shout out to them, by emphasizing open, low barrier access. Stellar does things differently than Ripple. They do things better than Ripple, in my opinion, in a lot of different ways. And I don't know, I just feel like McCaleb left and made Stellar just better. I could be wrong. It's all a guess, right? Not financial advice. Now, here we go. Obviously, we're going to talk about TEMPO. Now, TEMPO does have corridors that process billions in flows. For instance, the EU to Brazil route alone handles 5 billion annually, people, with partnerships targeting a 5 to 10% growth in transfers. Love to see that 5 to 10% growth. I don't know if that's annually or if just either way, beautiful thing to see when you're talking in the billions. Now this drives Stellar's daily transactions, which could exceed 5 million in 2024, generating micro fees in XLM that accrue to validators and the ecosystem. Now Tempo reduces expenses by 50 to 80% versus traditional remittances. Again, near zero fees is 6 to 7% for Swift, freeing up capital for reinvestment, which we talked about. Issuing and using EURT and USDC on Stellar, it boosts on-chain liquidity. 100 million in stablecoin TVL growth from similar integrations, increasing XLM demand for bridging and fees, which also could go along towards Blend, could also go into Agua. I mean, come on, everything. The ecosystem, my people. My people. Token and net worth growth. Tempo's native token on Stellar supports ecosystem expansion, creating the largest licensed crypto payment network, which indirectly values Stellar at higher multiples through adoption metrics. There it is. Tempo monetizes Stellar by converting high-volume, low-margin remittances into efficient blockchain flows, fostering substantial revenue via usage rather than speculation. Love to see it. If you watch that video, he's talking about how there's going to be potentially a Tempo token. Now, what would the Tempo token do? It says here that the Tempo users holding or spending Tempo would receive up to 50% discounts on transaction fees for remittances, currency exchanges, or trades on Tempo's integrated crypto system. The token holders could stake also Tempo to earn rewards such as cashback in fiat or additional tokens. It would enable voting on platform upgrades. And as a utility layer on top of Stellar assets like XLM or EURT, Tempo aimed to bootstrap adoption by rewarding early users, similar to how loyalty points work in traditional finance, but tokenized for transparency. Kind of sounds like Agua, to be honest with you. In short, Tempo was, shout out to Agua, by the way, was meant to gamify and subsidize remittances, turning Tempo into a Swiss bank account for every person while driving on-chain activity on Stellar. Now, will it be an exclusive Stellar token? Now, when it was originally planned for the Stellar ecosystem, it was built as a native Stellar asset using the network's built-in DEX for trading, atomic swaps, and low-fee operations. Obviously, you've got the strengths: Stellar's 3 to 5 second finality, fees, avoiding Ethereum, trash, high costs, gas at the time. As a single chain token, it avoided multiple chain complexities like wrap versions or Oracle dependencies, keeping it simple for regulated use. Now, the ecosystem lock-in, this would have deepened Tempo's role as Stellar's anchor, funneling all liquidity on-chain to boost XLM demand. Now, it says no multi-chain ambitions were mentioned in the white paper updates. Stellar was the foundational layer. Now, in 2025 context, if revived, it might stay Stellar focused to comply with EU regs, though bridges to chains like Solana, could be explored for broader DeFi. So there you have it, people. Just kind of a breakdown of what they do, how they are, and how they work within the Stellar system. Again, that's what we're talking about here. We're looking at everything. Look at this money. Look at all this RWA tokenization. Look at all these bridges. Look at all of this plumbing. Look at all of these rails. Time is money. You spend it here with me. Hopefully you got something value out of it. I hope that you have a great day. And like I always say, chase a check. Never chase a bid.
Bye, crypto bro.